If you believe that the race to net zero is a joke and the only people that are going to be able to afford to drive in the end and to heat their homes effectively, let's face it, are those that have a slightly bigger bank balance than the rest of us, subscribe to the channel, because you won't be alone in thinking that with the other people here. And please do leave comments. Well, I want to concentrate on the cars at the moment in this video. Now, I titled this video, All ICE Internal Combustion Engine Cars to be Scrapped. Now, the reason I called this video such a thing is that if we believe the rhetoric and if we are herded into the corner that they want us, we will all get rid of our diesel and petrol cars in favour of electric, because the powers that be believe that that is the solution to the problem. I personally don't. I believe that there are other technologies in the pipeline. I believe engines are improving all the time, and therefore the pollutants that we may have once suffered are negated, very much so. Now, the bit of the panic on behalf of the car manufacturers is that a certain amount of electric vehicles was supposed to be sold in a period of time. They had quotas they had to meet, and where you have all of the things coming out of the woodwork, for example, the Luton Airport fire, where it's questionable how that started. I will wait in the comments for all the people telling me I'm talking baloney and blame the Range Rover that's all over the place. Well, you're free to do that, of course. But at the end of the day, if quotas aren't met, what's the solution to this? Well, you try and force them, of course, and impose penalties. Now, there was a talk of this a little while back where the government were proposing enforcing quotas, i.e. a certain percentage of vehicles that the manufacturers made had to be net zero, or with the current technology, electric. I want to share this news article with you. And here you are, minimum requirements for electric car sales come into force. Under the mandate, at least 22% of new cars sold by manufacturers in the UK must be zero emission. New rules requiring car manufacturers to sell a minimum proportion of zero emission vehicles have come into force, the DFT said. Under the mandate, which became law on Wednesday, 22% of new cars by manufacturers in the UK must be zero emission. This generally involves pure electric. The threshold will rise annually until it reaches, there we go, I'll highlight that, 100% by 2035. There's also a threshold for vans starting at 10% this year. Now, manufacturers fail to abide by the rule or make use of flexibility, such as carrying over allowances from previous years, will be required to pay the government £15,000 per polluting vehicle sold above the limit. So you can see that it's in their best interest to out as many of these things as possible, or it could be potentially business ending. But from a consumer point of view, have you seen the price of electric vehicles? For example, I drive a Ford Tornado 2.2 litre diesel, which has served me well and has done a fair amount of miles. It's going in for a service on Monday, by the way. And the replacement cost of that will be in the region of £60,000. Yes, 60,000 for an equivalent model. And that's hybrid, not even fully electric. That would put me out of business because of the level of fares that we charge in this area where I live. You just couldn't sustain it. I know I'm not alone, and that's not to mention residential properties, private residents who want the cars themselves. It really is a non-starter from beginning to end, in my opinion, and you can't force it. They'll try, but I can't see it working. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for listening as always. If you want to watch another one of my videos related to cars, you could do this one here. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.